Okay, video 4. We're giving a common, criticism to my videos. First statement, was pointing out saying that I can't read a sentence. There was one specific example. I said that the Apocrypha is in the Old Testament, and he said that it's in a separate volume. When I said it's in the Old Testament, because I wanted to point out that it wasn't in the New Testament. The Apocrypha is always found at the end of the Old Testament and before the New Testament. It's in between. Okay, so I guess I could have clarified a little better than what I had done. But the point is, when you're flipping through the 1611 King James or any of the old ones or the Catholic Bibles that have it, you're flipping along, you get through Malachi, and then the transition looks like this. It just says the end of the prophets, and then it starts the Apocrypha. I mean, there's no notation. There's no remark saying that we do not believe that this is not inspired, which, I mean, I don't think they believe that it was inspired. I mean, I have no qualms with that. But it's in here. Every English Bible printed, I think for about the first 60 or so years after the King James was first printed, was required to have it. They would be fined and imprisoned for a year if they didn't put it in there. So, but I mean, you go through the Apocrypha and they dealt with the Greek. You got marginal notes about alternate renderings and Greek words and phrases and so forth. So, and they cross-referenced it into the regular scriptures. They tell you to go look at 2 Chronicles here when dealing with 1 Esdras verse 9. They tell you to cross-reference 2 Chronicles 35 verse 9 and so forth. So, anyway, I think it's kind of splitting hairs or just a misunderstanding, but again, they don't really address the fact that it was in there. They kind of, like politicians, they're quiet. They're quiet when things don't go in their favor, but they're quite vocal whenever they want to try to shine the light on areas that they want to point out. The next thing is Erasmus and Sinaiticus. Because I challenged the fact that Mr. Melton had made a statement that Erasmus had access to Vaticanus and Sinaiticus, but he rejected both of them. And then I said that the problem with that is that Sinaiticus wasn't discovered until 1859. And again, I guess I should have phrased myself differently. Of course it was there, but it was in the monastery. Erasmus did not have access to it. And if you want to say he did, where's the proof? Where in any of his works or any historical historian who has written about Erasmus, where have they said that he had access to Sinaiticus and rejected it? And then Vaticanus, I mean, we do know that he consulted Vaticanus, especially at the 1 John 5:7 passage, or 5:4 passage. So the fact that he would even consult it means that he did not outright, dismiss it as being corrupt from the get-go, or else he wouldn't even bother consulting it. So anyway, dealing with those arguments. Let's see. And then he makes a waxsleeptoe. Now, of course, this really doesn't have anything to do with my videos, but I just wanted to point it out for whatever it's worth to anybody watching. He makes a statement. He says, "I don't want to put anybody down." And my wife was listening as I was watching these videos. This is the 4th video. And by the time when he said that statement, she says, "Whatever." She was getting upset because she felt that I was being put down the whole time and made fun of. Which, I mean, to some extent I was. And, you know, like I said, some of the things that was said, you know, he's cracking up, he's laughing. I'm laughing because he's laughing, and I mean, you know, but that's not exactly a true statement saying he, you know, that he don't want to put anybody down, because you know he had made some condescending remarks previous, and then the fact that on his videos he don't spell Mr. Super Chicken correctly. You know, he spells it like soup, like you eat soup. And then the last couple of videos he's got, he changed the spelling of chicken from its normal spelling to Checken. Checken. So, I mean, you know, there is some personal responsibility there. You can't say that you're taking this complete objective approach when you're not. So, alright, that's video 4 that was in response to my videos.